That is funny. This title contains banned words.
Banned words? What words were there?
I don't know. That's funny. It's showing up this new year.
You know what?
Maybe. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
You're listening to the show.
Right.
Wait a minute. Harry's doing something else. You're listening to the show on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We're streaming live on TuneIn Radio and newhavenindependent.org. We're also streaming live video on Facebook. Better yet, Facebook Live. All you have to go to is facebook.com/New Haven Independent, or just go to your Facebook page and look us up. Well, once again, I've arrived, but this time I have a guest. Yay! Because I usually have been slacking on the guest. But thanks to my boy, Grand Wizard Stevie D, I have the pleasure of introducing to the state of Connecticut a gentleman who has been involved in hip hop from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to welcome him. He's been in Connecticut a couple of weeks checking things out, want to see what we're about. So I'd like to welcome to our studios Grand Wizard Rasheen.
Okay, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Look, everything is good. I'm glad to be here on your radio station, and can't wait to get started. Tell you the story.
So let's set the tone. Okay. Just like in New York, in Philadelphia, hip hop was coming out of our communities. This was like what, mid to late 70s probably for you all? Early 80s?
No, hip hop basically came to Philly around about 76, 77.
Okay, yep.
Because I was a dancer. I had a group called Super Bad Disco, and another group, a dance group called Franchise Dancers.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how I got into the DJ part as far as the hip hop, we used to do a thing called soul stepping. It's kind of like break dancing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But it's more tap dancing, gymnastics, and stuff like that.
So how old are you?
I'm 59.
But I'm saying back then.
Oh, I was 76. I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 16.
Okay.
So I was 16 years old, and I was dancing with Franchise and Super Bad. And I wanted to make the break beat of what I was dancing on a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I had this big boom box that everybody had back
like
then.
everybody had back in the day, right?
Deck. So I used to pause button the beat mixes so I could make my dance, the beat go longer.
Okay.
And then after I was doing that, I heard tapes of Grand Wizard, Theodore, The Cold Crush, Grandmaster Flash, and people like that. I had videotapes. I mean, not videotapes, but cassettes.
Cassette tapes.
Cassettes. And, me and my crew used to listen to them. And I was like, wow, that sounds phenomenal. I want to sound like the Cold Crush. I want to harmonize like the Cold Crush. I want to cut like.
So who was big in Philly at that time?
Well, it wasn't no rap in Philly, so it wasn't nobody really big. So,
but you were doing hip hop, right? But y'all were breakdancing.
Considered, it wasn't considered hip hop. To them. But it was the first form of hip hop in Philly, the soul stepping.
Okay.
Because it was the same thing as breakdancing. And so as far as the biggest people that was there my group was the biggest because nobody could beat my group. Yeah, my group was the best in the city.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, it was the best in the city. The people that tried to battle us end up joining us because they couldn't beat us. So we had different parts Like we go to North Philly, battle somebody from North Philly, beat them, and then they be like, well, can we join your group? We'll take 2 of them from South or North Philly. Then we go to South Philly, battle somebody from South Philly, and beat them. Then we take 2 from South Philly. So by the time we finish, we got the whole Philly.
I was going to say you had the whole city, right?
Yeah, we have it within our group. So no matter where we go, you're not beating us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's how it was.
West Philadelphia?
Yeah, South. And it basically came off from Southwest Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And then, let's see, after that, after I got the tapes and I started listening to it, I got me I wanted to get some turntables because I love the beats that Theodore used to mix. He used to mix these break beats. And I was like, wow, they sound like the beats that we dancing on.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I got to get me some turntables. So I got me some black BSR turntables. They were like the first disco turntables.
Yeah.
Right, and the eject and all that. So I got me some black, I got me 2. And I got me a little mixer. And I had a little desk in my room, little table. It wasn't this big, but it was real small, kind of tiny. And that's all I had. So when I got my tables and my mixer, I wanted to put them on my table, but from looking at it, it wouldn't fit. So what I did, I just figured it out like a puzzle. I was like, well, the only way to fit if I turn it sideways.
Okay.
Right. So when I turned it sideways and I put the one turntable on the right, one on the left, and put the mix in the middle, it fitted perfectly. So what I did after it fitted perfectly, I used to add my dance steps, my spins, and my tricks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I just did all that and added it to the turntable spinning, which is called turntablism now.
But back then, it was trying to match it up to the beat, right?
I was just doing that, trying to match it up to the beat while I'm dancing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's where all the tricks come in for me dancing. The under the leg, the spin, the elbow, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So after I got that real good, I got a radio station. Me and my boy named Stone Mike. He had his dad was a TV repairman. So I guess he taught his son Mike a little bit about television and radio.
Yeah, and parts
like
and
that,
putting
right.
stuff together.
So Mike came to me and was like, Rasheen, we need to start a radio station. He said, you got all the equipment and I got the antenna for the radio station.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay, all right, well, we're going to do it. So we went and got some parts from Radio Shack and built the rest of the radio station.
Rest in peace, Radio Shack.
Yeah. Yeah, we built it right from Radio Shack.
Radio Shack was a DJ's friend.
Yes.
You know, you could run the Radio Shack at any time, get what you needed. You know, it may have been the secondary piece, you know, because they had all the pieces, and say you needed a Techniques needle, you could find something that was cheaper than Techniques but worked just as good.
That's right.
So rest in peace, Radio Shack.
Yeah, so we got the pieces from Radio Shack. We built it. I don't know how many watts we had, but we had the whole Southwest Philly and South Philly.
Wow.
So we had everybody listening to us. Now, meanwhile, on the radio station, I'm playing Cold Crush tapes, Grand Wizard Theater. I'm playing
and wait a minute. Back up a little bit. Where did you put this radio station? Was it in your house? Was it in somebody's basement?
In his house.
Okay.
Because he only lives right around the corner.
Okay.
Because he, so.
And you are from what part of Philadelphia?
From Southwest Philadelphia.
Okay. All right.
And I lived on 55th and Malcolm. He lived on 56th and Whitby, which is right around the corner.
Okay.
Like across the street. So I just took it right around the corner, hooked up. I brought all my beats. I had a lot of 70s funk and disco records. That's what.
What beats did you prefer when you start talking about that type of music?
It was like beats like Let's Dance to the Drummer Beat.
Okay, yeah.
Casey and the Sunshine Band. Do You Want to Go Party? It was a lot of beats out there. Sharon, Rocket in the Pocket. Stuff like that. It was basically fast beats because we was real fast dancers.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So we did a lot of spins, twirls, and stuff like that. So after I got the radio station hooked up, playing the Cold Crush Theodore and all that. I played all those beats, and it was a 24-hour station. So we basically was the first hip hop station in Philly.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because nobody else was playing. It
The
wasn't
music.
no rap records out.
Yeah, right. It was
wasn't
just a
none.
combination
It was,
of
yeah, those tapes.
right and mixing and making mixtapes. Right.
So yes. So I played all those mixtapes, and that's how basically.
Did you
Philly,
charge people for mixtapes, or did you just create your own and
no, I took the mixtapes that I got from New York. That they was recording from New York, and I played the ones I had that my group used to practice on. I used to play them. So Philly used to hear Cold Crush live and Curtis Blow live, all these, on the radio.
Right.
While I'm mixing these disco beats. So that was like the first hip hop station. It's a lady named Lady B. She from Philly. She had a record called To the Beat, y'all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So before she had her radio station had that record out, she was on my station.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people came to my station and got put on, before they became stars or whatever.
Yeah. Because you were the homegrown, right?
Yeah, right,
and
right.
they didn't have to go through a whole lot. They just say, okay, listen.
Just give me your record or come on by and you on.
Yeah.
You know what I
Were
mean?
y'all 24 hours?
24 hours.
And the FCC never came.
I'll get to that part later. We get to
because I'm like,
we're going to get to
doing
why
this
Grand Wizard
thing-
Rasheen is FCC most wanted. You know what I mean? We'll get to that.
Okay, all right.
But
how long did you do the radio station? How long were you guys on the air? How many years? Was it that long? You don't remember?
Look, I just got off the air since I came up New York, so that was like at least 5 years ago.
Wow.
I was on air since I was 16
to now.
To then.
Just about 5 years ago.
Until I moved up here. Then when I
Wow.
moved up New York, I started another station called 99.9 for about a year until they came. You know what I mean? Hey, I was out there.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So
eventually everybody knew that if they wanted to be a part of your community, they would have to come to your radio station, right?
Yeah, they have to come to the radio station. And then what happened is that my group was doing a lot of shows. I was dancing, and once we got into the hip hop thing, I started teaching people. Like one of my groups was Super Bad Disco. Now, and Super Bad Disco was a rap group and a dance group, but mostly rap. And
how many
DJing.
people were in that group?
Wow.
Or
At
would you
least-
consider them a crew?
It was like a crew, yeah.
Okay.
So it was, I'm gonna say around about 6 it started with.
Okay.
And after we got our routines that we stole from the Cold Crush and Theodore and all the rest of them, I always tell them that we stole their stuff. So
Well,
it's
hey,
cool.
flattery, right?
Yeah, I tell them. That's how I got to where I'm at.
Best
'cause I
form
stole
of
your stuff.
flattery, is impersonation.
Yeah. So, once we got all that together, I start teaching, like I said, Will came to the group, Will Smith came to the group, and he
I was going to say,
learned how to rap.
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith from
But the
Fresh
interesting-
Prince of Bel-Air.
But the interesting part is that you all initially started with his sister, which we never hear about. So
Yeah, well,
how'd that
y'all-
happen?
Well, in our rap group, we wanted a girl rap group. So his sister and 2 other girls that we had around the neighborhood, I guess they was her friends. So they auditioned, and we were like, oh, we like y'all. So we taught them harmonies that we stole from the Cold Crush. We taught them those harmonies, and they became a nice group. They was kicking it everywhere they went. So I guess Will.
So did they sing and rap? Or
Yeah,
okay.
they were singing and rap. They were like sequence kind of.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So Will, I guess, heard his sister with us. Be like, oh, I want to be down with y'all. So he came and was like, I want to rap and learn the routine. So we started a young boy group. Our young.
Because
boy
how
group.
old was he? Early teens,
Wow,
right?
Yeah, he had to be. He was
was a
young,
kid.
Yeah. and we basically put them in one of the young boy groups, showed them some routines, and told them to come, to the house to practice every night, whatever, until they got their stuff together.
Right.
So once they got their stuff together, they became the Hypnotic 3MCs, I think, or something like that. I forgot the name of the group. They
but
chose.
Similar to that.
Something like that, yeah. And then he started doing shows and going on his own doing stuff. Meanwhile, I'm still doing my radio stuff.
Right.
And I'm about to come out with a record. I come out with my first record called Roxanne Shante, and then was out. And then all that Roxanne stuff was out.
Right.
So I met this guy named Mike Nice that had this TV station called Dancing on Air in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, Rasheen, because he knew I made beats. And he was like, I love the way you make beats, and I would like you to make a song called No More Roxanne, because I'm tired of this Roxanne stuff. So what I did, I wrote the song while I was there in the studio, and I made the beat, and I performed it for him, and he was like, oh man, I want to put it out. So we put it out under Shit Records, CHIT, in Jersey, and it was called No More Roxanne Please by the East Coast Crew.
Okay.
And the East Coast Crew was my group Franchise.
So why the
basically.
name change?
Because that's just the group that he added a person from New York and Jersey.
Okay.
That's why it became the East Coast
Okay.
Crew.
Okay.
So it was mostly my group and two other dudes, one guy from New York and one guy from Jersey. So that's
Okay.
the East Coast Crew.
All right.
So after we came out with the record, No More Roxanne, I did that for like a year, touring or whatever. Then I got off the contract and started my own record label,
Okay.
right? Called Franchise Records. And I made an album called Live From Our Basement.
Wow, which was true.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
Which
called
was
Live,
true. Yeah.
Live From My Basement. And the hit record on there was called Just One of Those, no, Just Not Your Day. It's a story about bad luck. And, it's not going to be your day.
Right.
So Lady B played it on her station. Everybody was listening to it on the radio. Then while that was being played, Will Smith come up to me and was like, yo, Rasheen, me and Jeff about to come out with an album. It's their first album he was about to come out with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, well, what do you want? He was like, well, I want to take the record that you got, Just Not Your Day, and make another record just like it. So I was like, all right, well, go ahead, because you my boy, you my crew, right? So go ahead. So they came out with it, and it came on their first album called Just One of Those Days. If you look on that album, it's a record called Just One of Those Days. Now, he kept the same storyline and everything, you know what I mean? And if you listen to him, you sound like me. But only problem I had with that is that even though I said you could have the record, you never even like put my initial on it, said thank you, or I got, you know what I mean?
Right.
They just took
Gave
it
you
and
the
ran.
credit.
Right. So record came out. Everybody like, Rasheen, your record's on, somebody saying your record on the radio. And I'm like, I know it's Will. I already know. I gave it to him. You know what I mean? They said, well, he never said your name or nothing. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. I just let that slide.
Not thinking about it,
Yeah,
right?
anything about, because I had other stuff going. So I came out with that. Now, while I'm mixing in my group Franchise, another young boy called Jerome Hewitt, he was dancing with us. He was real small then, but they call him DJ Cash Money.
Okay.
He's like the world's famous DJ now. So he was like, Rasheen, I like dancing, but I want to do what you're doing. I want to do that trick mix stuff. So I said, all right, well, after practice, you come over to my house and I'll teach you, to do the tricks.
Mm-hmm.
So I taught him for around a couple years, you know what I mean? Then he got good. And once he got good and practiced all that, Jazzy Jeff lived a couple blocks away from me too. Everybody that from Philly lived around
you,
blocks
so you're
from
from
me.
the same neighborhood.
Yeah, they only lived three or four blocks from where I lived at, so they
Okay.
all knew me. So he went over right after I teach him. He would ride his bike to Jeff's house because Jeff at the time had better equipment. His grandma bought him some new equipment, like 1200s and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, he wanted to show off in front of Jeff. So he used to go with Jeff, show him the routines. So they got together and said, Cass said that we want to do the routines that I showed him. So I showed him some more routines so him and Jeff could do. And they start touring as the Twins of Spin because they used to do this routine called that I made up that everybody do now. It's called the Twins of Spin. But it's where you take the turntables. Well, when I first turned the tables to the side like that, that is called battle style. That's what everybody in the world use now. It's called Philadelphia battle style. And it's turn the tables clockwise and do the tricks.
Okay.
That's what it's called, Philly battle style. So once I showed them Philly battle style and I showed them how to do the Twins of Spin, is where one DJ get on the turntables and do some tricks real fast, then spin off. While he's spinning off, the other DJ spin on and grab the turntables and do other tricks.
Okay.
Then he spin off and he come back on like a carousel.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was called the Twins of Spin. So they start touring doing that, right? So after they start touring doing that, they start getting a lot of shows. People start knowing them. Jeff and Cass got into the DMC World Championship battle after that, and they won, right? With my style, you know what I mean. Then after that, after they won, all the little DJs that lived around the neighborhood,
started doing it,
start entering the DMC and winning. So everybody.
Now, how long ago was that?
Wow, this was in the 80s.
Okay, so almost 30-something years ago, right?
Yeah. From the 80s on till the 90s, Philly was winning. So what happened is that DMC got tired. They're like, ain't no chance of nobody winning but y'all. So what they did, they banned Philly.
Really?
Yeah, they said we was too good. There's no way.
Wow.
They said there's no way that the other people stand a chance of winning from the style that I made.
Wow.
So after a while, Philly just wasn't in there no more. Right now, Philly ain't in it. You know what I mean?
So let me ask you a question before we continue with your history. In Philly's role in what we now know as hip hop, do you think it's elevated? Do you think it's fallen off? Or do you think that people just don't know enough, unless they're from Philadelphia, about you all's contribution?
Not even people in Philly really know, you know what I mean, about my contribution, because, I mean, unless they was in Southwest around my neighborhood. You know what I mean? If they wasn't there, like people from Germantown, they know me but don't know me. Right. They heard of me, but they don't know the history. You know what I mean? So, and people from South Philly, they heard of me, but they don't know the history. So they're gonna say you had to be in Southwest at the time to know that about the radio station, about me, my group, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's why I'm here today, because people don't know. So if my city don't know, I know the rest of the, you know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I got all the proof to back it up, but I mean, I wasn't the only one there.
Right. I understand what you're saying, but, you know, the history is not known.
Yes, no, it's not.
It's not known. And I don't want to call it lost, because there's people like you who are still telling the story. So it's important for the story to be told and repeated. Yeah. So when Philly was eliminated, how did you all counter that? Or did you say, okay, and kind of throw your hands up?
Well, me personally, I didn't even care, because I wasn't into the battles. It was just my students that was in the battles.
Okay, all right.
I mean, they probably got upset and was like, oh man, you know what I mean? but they already won, so it didn't matter.
Right.
They already got belts. Everybody won. So whoever didn't get a chance, hey, that was it. But everybody that won went on to do other things. They came out with albums. They came out with they got awards. They they did TV shows. They did this. They did everything. So that's why it wasn't too bad. Like I said, I was doing a lot of stuff. Cause after I made that record, I said, let me see. Yeah, just one of those days he made on his record, and mine was Just Not Your Day. And after that, I kept up with the radio station. You know what I mean? I kept changing dials because FCC kept coming after me. I kept going to different locations.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So I'll stay a month here, go to there, come. I go to another location.
And how long would it take you to get the signal back up if you're hopping from place to place? What?
I'll build a radio. I could build a radio station now. I build TV stations now. Yeah. From all those years of building radio stations, I learned to build TV stations. I learned to fix computers, build computers. I just learned a lot of stuff over the years from being young around studios and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just kept it.
So have you built your own studio?
Yeah. Yeah. I got my own studio now. But I mean, I don't have like a professional studio like this. You know what I mean? But I could do whatever I want. If I want to go on TV right now on my own dial, I can. If I want to go on radio on my own dial, I can.
So you're YouTube before YouTube.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah, I'm FCC most wanted. That's about it. That's all I can say. But what happened? The FCC basically told me how to get a real radio station, how to do it.
So did you pursue that? Did you?
Yeah, I know how to do
follow
it. Follow
up?
Yeah.
Are you gonna have?
Am I gonna have? I mean, eventually. No, I'm going TV.
Okay.
I did radio all my life, so I'm gonna try TV now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So with that said, are you keeping the same format? Are you doing what you do, or
it's gonna be
a variety?
Brandon and Rasheen DJ TV.
Okay.
You know, for the DJs and hip hop. Basically, that's what it's gonna be. Gonna show all the breakdance. It's basically a hip hop channel.
Okay.
Showing the elements of hip hop.
All right. And for folks that don't know, express what you believe are the elements of hip hop.
The elements of hip hop is basically what I believe is the DJ first, the MC, the dancer, the graffiti artist, and basically those four, and it's another one. Can't think of it right now, but it's another one. But that's the four that I've basically been doing.
Okay.
The
all right.
graffiti, the hip hop, the rapping, the dancing, and the
and
DJing.
the MC.
Yeah.
MC.
Yeah. That's the ones I've been. So that's what I think it is. And it's the attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's really an attitude. It's a way of life, kind of. I mean, it's.
Yeah. Because I think for so many people, when they think of it, they think of the commercial piece of it. Hearing the so-called MC on the air. They don't think about the music end or the art end or, what it takes to create beats. Now, speaking of which, when you create beats, is that a day's process? Or is that like, I got this beat in my head, let me put it together now, and it takes you how long?
I'm mostly a freestyle person.
Okay.
I do everything, even I DJ freestyle. I don't practice nothing no more. If I'm gonna make if I'll make a beat right now, I don't know what I'm gonna make. I just I'll pick a sample, and depending, like, if you gonna sing or something to it, then I'll be like, well, you sing the song to me, and I'm gonna make the beat in my head while you singing it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'll do it. You know what I mean?
Same thing with songwriting, because you did mention you write songs.
Yeah.
Is that, which one is easier for you though? Is it easier to do beats, or is it easier
it's easier for me to do a beat than write a song, because a song you really got to think. You can't. I don't want to just make no song out just throwing any old words together.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll have to think about it. And,
You want lyrics and lyrics that mean
have it
something.
make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it would take me longer. I could make the beat in like 5 minutes, no problem. Then I would have to sit and then I would first make up the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Once I got the chorus, then I make the song around the chorus. Like I'm gonna make up a song about hot dogs. It'd be hot dogs, hot dogs, hot dogs. Now I'm gonna make I'm gonna write the song about hot dogs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But that's how I would do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you do that, do you write with a particular person in mind? Are you writing for yourself? Or you more inspired, and then when the person comes along, you say, you know what, I got something that fits you?
Well, usually I'm writing for myself because
Okay.
I'm still being Grand Wizard Rasheen, rapping and dancing and mixing. So, see, a lot of things that I do, like I do this thing called DJ and mix at the same time, what most people can't do.
Right.
I mean, they'll try it, but I do trick mixing. You know, they'll mix a record and then go rap like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing tricks, spinning and rapping, dancing.
Now, yeah, I was getting ready to say, because that comes from your dancer.
Yeah, so
background.
It's harder. It's hard to DJ and then think about a rap at the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then spinning and dancing at the same time. It takes a lot of concentration. A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah, that's a lot of concentration. And, you know, if you're on stage for what? An hour, 2 hours, you got to come up with something different, because after a while, the crowd is like, well, dude is doing the same thing over. I don't know if I want to see him again, because right now he's not showing me any kind of flow, any kind of creativity.
Yeah. Well, right now, believe it or not, that's why I'm a freestyle DJ. You ain't gonna never see me do the same thing twice, because I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna surprise myself when I do it. So you getting the show like I'm getting the show.
We all getting it for the first time, right?
So I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Most people that know me know that. They were like, Rasheen gonna just make something up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they would never battle me, because I wouldn't practice. I'll just make something up right on the spot.
Right on the spot, because it's what you're feeling, right?
Yeah.
So why Grand Wizard?
Because Grand Wizard Theodore, I loved Grand Wizard Theodore. I loved the way he used to do the beats and scratch. So I stole his name.
Stevie, is Grand Wizard Theodore the person that came on my show before and cursed? Was that him, or was that Cass? Because you and Doc came on when I was on another radio station a long time ago. I had Stevie, I had the great Doc P, and I think I had Cass and Theodore on the phone. And we got so deep into the conversation, they expressed themselves, you know, very comfortably, and we didn't have a delay in the studio at the time. So, needless to say, my bosses kind of freaked out a little bit, and they installed a 10-second delay. So, yeah, I'm familiar with Theodore, because he's one of those early guys.
Yeah.
And he put it down for New York. He really did.
Yes, he did. That's how I got started. Grand Wizard Theodore. I was like, I'm gonna be Grand Wizard Rasheen. Every time I see Theodore, I tell him, I'm like, yo, I stole your name because I loved it so much. I loved what you was doing, so I wanted to be you. And that's what it is.
And that's where it worked out. So, in all of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and bringing all these people together to do this. What have you seen have they gone on to kind of change the game, or are they keeping it true to what you taught them, or are they putting their own spin on it? Because, that does happen. But then people get credited for like a particular style,
Well, what happened is that after the years start going and everybody that made their albums, went on tour and all that, and start getting names for themselves, some people wanted more credibility than they were supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
Some people, like, knowing that I created the battle style, they want the recognition for battle style themselves because they be doing it and, people see them doing it. So when people see them, they think they're the first ones that did it.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll go, well, yeah, I am the first one that did it because that's, y'all first
Right.
one to see me.
Right.
So it's a lot of, like, that going on. There's a lot of, I've been in a lot of cuts that I never made names for. So what they used to do, they'll take the cuts and put a name to it. Like I'll make a vibrating or a transform or some crazy type of cut. They'll be like, oh, I like that, and I'm gonna put this name to it and call it mine. So that's basically what's been happening. A lot of people just took my stuff and put names to it and just
So
went
what do
on
you
and
call your cuts?
I never called them now. I just make them up. You know what I mean? It's
So
like, I'm a
again, it
freestyle
goes back
DJ.
to that freestyle.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a freestyle dude, so I never give nothing a name. I might not never do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might not ever do that cut again. And they would take the tapes of whatever I did and be like, oh, he ain't gonna use it again. I'm gonna take it, and put a name to it, and it's mine.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
basically what basically happened. So now is at a point where they just took me totally out the picture. Like, well, Rasheen, he used to be my teacher, but he ain't been out for a little bit, so I could take this and take that and take
Right.
this.
Right.
You know what I mean? And nobody ain't gonna know. But it's not like that no more. I'm out, so hey.
So are you planning any new stuff?
Yeah, I'm planning on making an album. I plan on being on an I had a group called the Elements of Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in New York with MC Mikey D from Main Source and DJ Mercury. Shots going out to them.
Mm-hmm.
That was my group, and we had an album out called Destruction, and
When was that?
that was at least 2 or 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the videos. It's out on YouTube and all that.
Okay. All right.
One record is called Hip Hop's Not the Same, and it got me, Mikey D, LL Cool J. And it's a nice video about hip hop, how hip hop changed.
Yeah.
And then I made the beat to this other one called Beastin' that everybody liked. That we did called Elements of Hip Hop, called Beastin'. So you can look to those two up on YouTube, Elements of Hip Hop, Beastin', and Elements of Hip Hop. Hip Hop is Not the Same.
Okay.
And they'll come up. And
Okay.
we went around doing shows or whatever. And I think we did it for like a couple years, and then everybody had to get a job because hip hop
Right.
really wasn't paying the bills like that.
Right.
So we kind of
does that bite into your creativity?
because of the job stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you have
do.
to be, as they say, gainfully employed, right?
Yeah. You got to get some money to keep the food and even just to get to the shows. You know what I mean? Just
clothes.
to get around.
Yeah.
You got to have money to do that. So, but sometimes you get caught up, like I did. That's what happened in New York.
Mm-hmm.
I got caught up, and I was working too many hours, so I'm working 2 jobs, double shifts.
Mm-hmm.
So only time I'm gonna have is when I come home, and then when I come home, it's time to go to sleep.
Right.
For 4 hours, then wake up and go back to work for
Go back to work.
12 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll never have time. For me doing that, I never had time. I had to get out of that just so I could do this right now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So if maybe a part-time job, I could have did it. But a full-time double job, I can't do that. Not and do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
And you don't get the opportunity to get the creativity juices flowing because
You're thinking
know
about job.
right. Right. You kind of have that break in there.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd you move from Philly to New York, and was that an adjustment in style? Like you had the Philadelphia style because you were freestyler,
Right.
so you bought your own thing to New York. Did you add? Did you subtract? Did you combine?
Well, I mean, when I came to New York, I was joining elements of hip hop, so I added to what they had.
Okay.
And it was elements of hip hop that basically brought me to New York, because we was doing shows, we was in the studio, you know what I mean, Mikey D and Mercury.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I think that's when I got into the television.
Okay.
I start learning how to build TV stations, learning how to do this for television and video. I start doing animation.
Mm-hmm.
I start doing putting the peoples in the games.
Yeah.
I start making the characters for the games, different stuff like that. I just started to get into more graphics and stuff like that.
So can we expect a game in the future?
A Grand Wizard Rasheen DJ game, we could have that happen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that can happen.
All right.
Yeah. It's going to be the Grand Wizards. It's going to have Stevie D in it too. We're going to have a wizard hats on, and we're going around battling all other DJs.
You're listening to the show on
Right.
WNHHLP 103.5 FM, broadcasting live from downtown New Haven. We are streaming live on TuneIn Radio and newhavenindependent.org. We are also streaming live video on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That is Facebook Live. Just go to New Haven Independent or facebook.com/New Haven Independent, or just go to your own Facebook page and look us up.
Mm-hmm.
It is Michelle Turner in the studio with Grand Wizard Rasheen from Philadelphia, who is about the life. Not only is he the originator of what is considered turntable tricks, but he's a dancer, he's a songwriter, and he's toured with some of the best and taught some of the best that we know. And who knew that Will Smith's sister was in a group like Sequence? That is something I have to tell other people about. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I thank you for being here. It's really a pleasure to
man.
have you in the
Thank
studio.
you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you, Steve. What is it that you want people to know or understand about your style? What you do?
Well, my style, even though you see other people with it, is original. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's a freestyle style. And a lot of people that's doing it now, they're probably doing the same thing, the same tricks that I taught them way back. Where me, I'm gonna never do the same thing because I'm just making it up. Mm-hmm. So I want the people to know that I'm an original of battle style turntablism. I'm the original of the cuts and the tricks. And I'm also start a DJ school. I want to teach I want to teach the young kids how to do the tricks and stuff too.
What about us old kids?
I want to teach all kids, everybody that want to learn. I want to teach you how to do it. I want to teach you how to do radio. I want to teach you how to do TV. Everything that I know, I want to teach.
You're willing to share.
Yes, I'm willing to share. See, my parents was teachers and preachers. You know what I mean? So I guess that's where I get it from. You know what I mean? I had a brother that was a college professor. My uncle was a preacher, and another uncle was a preacher. Mom's a singer. Uncle's a singer. You know, people in the entertainment and teaching. So
and you believe in promoting a message. You got a message and a lesson to give, right?
Yes.
That's definite.
Yeah. So
it's definite.
Yeah. So I figured since I was younger, that's all I was doing was teaching. So I might as well keep it up. You know what I mean? Might as well keep it up.
So where are your people now?
Where are my pupils?
Yes. Where are your pupils now?
Oh, well, the ones that I already taught are like Jeff and them. Jeff is on tour. Cash Money's on tour. DJ Miz, Tat Money, DJ Ghetto, everybody on tour, doing shows and Philly DJing. And they well known for doing that. So everybody doing good. You know what I mean?
Well, should I won't say, because since you're one of the FCC's most wanted.
No, I used to be. When I was younger, I was definitely most wanted.
Did you have to pay a fine? Did they make you pay a fine?
Yeah. They tried to find me. They try to find me.
But I'm saying, usually when folks put up illegal stations.
I'm going to tell you what happened. See, a lot of people don't know that. I'm going to give a secret out.
Okay.
About the FCC. FCC, when they come that first time, you don't get no fine or nothing. All they going to do is give you a letter and tell you to either cut it off or cut it down, something like that.
Okay.
Most people, when they come that first time, they scared.
Stop.
They so scared of that badge that they just quit. I wasn't. I was listening to what they said to me.
Yeah.
They told me the first time that I cut it off. All right, well, we know you're gonna cut it off and move to another spot. I'm like, oh,
just a matter of time.
I said, okay, and that's exactly what I've been doing, hopping from spot to spot, and they were trying to catch me. Then one time they caught me, and like, look, no, this is before they caught me. I started selling radio stations.
How'd you do that?
I used to build them.
And then you just sell them to people.
Yeah, I build them, and I was like, if you got $2,000, $3,000, I'll give you a radio station and set it up for you. You know what I mean? So I was going around the city selling them, and so like 10 people would come up, and the FCC didn't know what to do, but they would all dime me out. Rasheen gave me the radio station. Yeah, he gave me the radio station. You know, all of them dime me out. So that's how. So after all of them dime me out about selling it, FCC came to me. Was like, all right, look, we're gonna tell you how to get something. Because we know we don't tell you, you're going to tell everybody in the world. So they told me how to do it legally. And I've been doing it. So
are you, I was going to say, are you going that route now?
Well, I haven't been on a legal radio. No, I haven't been on it for since I left Philly.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean? I haven't even, I'm thinking about TV. That's why I haven't thinking about that.
You left the radio piece behind. You're on a whole different stage now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And TV's more easier with the FCC.
Really?
Yeah. As far as the license, because remember when they took out digital? I mean, they took out analog.
Right.
That means all those stations are open.
Right.
So that's white space.
That can be used, and it's free.
Right.
Nobody charges you for it because it's there.
See? There you go. You know.
I remember my radio 101.
You know. That's what I'm talking about. So that's why I'm in the TV now.
Okay. All right. So are we going to get a performance in Connecticut anytime soon?
Oh, yeah. We setting up some shows.
Yeah. Friday.
Yeah.
And we stay on Friday
Good.
at Bullseye Billiards.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
But we're setting some stuff up.
We're stepping up.
You'll see him in Connecticut in a minute.
Mhm.
All right, that's
We gon-
Grand
we gon-
Wizard Stevie D off
That's
on the
right.
side, telling everybody what the deal is.
Mhm.
Rasheen is now officially resident of Connecticut.
Okay, all
That's
right.
right. Welcome. I'm glad to
Well,
be
welcome
here.
to Connecticut.
That's right. I'm glad to be here. Get something started. And y'all been some really friendly people.
Well, that's
You know what I
good.
mean?
That's
You
good
know
to
what I mean?
know.
I met a lot of nice people here.
Good,
I like it. So
good. Well, we hope you stay. We hope you bring your talent.
He's staying.
I hope you bring your talent to a lot of young people.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
I definitely want
appreciate
to
it.
teach everybody.
I appreciate you being here and sharing your story with us,
Mhm.
because it is definitely you considering writing a book. Ever thought about that?
I want to make a movie.
There you go.
Because it's more. The movie will be so live because I got. Even though I'm telling you stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I didn't tell you.
Right.
That's-
Well, we only have an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to put it all in a nutshell. Real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, real quick, down and dirty, as they say.
Yeah, but it'll be a nice movie because a lot of people that came from Philly, y'all wouldn't have heard about them if they didn't come through me.
Mm.
They're not gonna tell you. You know what I mean? But if you ask them, they'll tell you. But if they not
But
just
not
gonna come out with it.
Publicly,
Yeah, they're not,
not in
just
a
gonna
public
come.
forum.
Yeah.
Volunteer.
Yeah, like Will Smith, he will never volunteer to say that he got the stuff from me. You know what I mean? Cash Money, Jeff, they'll never volunteer. You gotta like be right there and like, well, what about Rasheen? You know what I mean? Then
Right. Then,
yeah, you
you
got
know.
them right where you want them. Then they gotta say it.
Yeah.
But any other way, it's not gonna happen.
All right.
Cause I'm a threat.
How so?
Because I'm better. Like when I was younger, I was good. Now I'm ridiculous. You know what I mean? I'm way
So time
better.
has made you even better.
Yeah, the older I get, the better I get.
Well, that's practice too, right?
Yeah, but sometimes a lot of people get older and forget.
They fall off.
Yeah, because I got
Yeah.
a lot of friends that came up with me. They stopped doing it. They stopped
Yeah.
being active.
Yeah.
So now they either got too big or sick or whatever, and they can't do what they used to do. Where I'm healthy. I could do everything I used to could do. I know I could do 100 times better.
Hmm.
So I'm ready. You know what I mean? A lot of old people that used to come up, they can't do that. I came up with them, and I'm sorry they can't do it, but I'm here and I could do it. And I'm
All right.
59, feeling fine.
All right, now. That's what we want to know.
Gonna leave
That's
the
what we
others
wanna hear.
behind. I'm
The
a poet
DJ
and I
comes
know
out. The DJ comes out. The MC
Yeah.
comes out.
it. Yeah.
Grand Wizard Rasheen, thank you so much for being
Oh,
in the
wow.
studio today.
I'm
Appreciate
glad
it.
to be here.
And when you get that television station up and running, please come back to the show and talk to us about
me,
it.
Stevie D, definitely gonna have it going.
Okay.
You know
All
what I
right.
mean? WSME shots going out to everybody in the house.
Yep. A lot of people. Mark Winters says represent. Woody
Mhm.
Richards says much respect to you, Rasheen. Looking
Right.
forward to meeting you. And
Okay.
DJ Joey D
Cutmaster Joey D, the original Cutmaster Joey D.
is sending his shout out as well.
All right.
He al- he
Shout
also
out to all
mentioned
y'all.
that the fifth element was fashion.
Okay. Thank you.
That was
Oh,
Joey's intention.
Thank
I
you.
forgot. Look, you're right because I'm a fashion designer.
Okay.
I forgot about that. See what I'm
Tailor
saying?
too, yeah.
I'm a tailor.
Oh. So Stevie,
the-
you be hooked up.
Oh yeah. No, he does everything. You don't even know. Really hooked up.
Yeah. I do so much stuff I can't tell it.
You
know
can't.
what I mean?
You can't
so
think
much-
about it.
Like you just get me on the DJ thing, I'll talk about the DJ.
Uh-huh.
But you know, I mean, some other stuff that I do that.
All right.
But that's why I became Grand Wizard because I'm multi-talented. I could do
Yeah,
a
you
lot
can
of
do a
things.
lot of things.
Yeah.
Like a
So,
wizard.
Yeah.
All right. The Grand Wizard at that.
You know.
I am fortunate enough to have two Grand Wizards in the studio.
That's right.
So thank you to Grand Wizard Stevie D, even though he's hiding. Again,
My time.
yeah, you were here last month. Grand Wizard Rasheen, thank you so much for talking
Oh,
to
wow.
us about your history and Philadelphia and
Welcome.
the music we know is hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to my audience. I'll be
Thank
back
our
next week.
audience.
Thank you guys and women and my folks across country and my people in the UK. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah.
And I'll be back on tomorrow at 10 o'clock after my girl Babs Rawls Ivy. Love Babs, love talk. And then again tomorrow at 6 p.m. So this has been the show on 103.5 FM, WNHH, New Haven Independent.org. Thank you, Harry.
Thank you.